sometimes you just have to be hydrated. Hi friends. Today is a pretty straightforward video. I got a package full of goodies, which means we're just gonna play with a bunch of Colourpop today. So let's get started. I'm not going to get to everything, of course, because not all of it coordinates, and because I wanted to focus mostly on the Just My Luck palette. If anyone is still interested in hearing about the Just My Luck palette, even though it's like 5 releases ago already, if you've been with my channel for a little while, you would know that green is my favorite color. And when I saw them tease this around St. Patrick's Day, I was very excited. And even though this is not going to be relevant to St. Patty's, it is still one of the colors that I gravitate toward the most, so it doesn't really matter for me. They released a whole bunch of colored liners and mascaras, which is very exciting. I had been on the lookout for some new colorful things to play with because I was not happy with how the NYX Vivid Brights liners worked for me. I know a lot of people really love them, but I just find them really cakey and awful. So when I saw Colourpop release a bunch of really affordable, colorful things, it got me really excited. I don't know if this is a new color per se, but I know that they were selling some of these in bundles with the Just My Luck palette. Fortunately, I already had one that they were bundling it with, which is Cusp, and you've seen me use this on my channel before in a disastrous St. Patrick's Day look. But I also picked up the Super Shock in Fizz as well. As you can see, I did not wake up like this. I did my base before we dove into the shadows because I actually was playing with this palette yesterday, and I will show all of that footage as well. I did a look using mostly the cool toned greens in the palette so that you can see sort of the versatility of this palette without me doing an entire series on it. Anyway, so you'll see me playing with that in a bit, but I felt like I could do something completely different and totally contrasting to the other previous looks, so that's what I wanted to focus on today. If you were wondering what my lip combo was today, it is sort of my go-to nude combo. This is the Maybelline Color Sensational Shine Compulsion lipstick in Baddest Beige, and my trusty Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Versatile Chestnut. And also so comfy. Let's move on because I've got places to be tonight and I don't want to be late for it, despite my track record. So this bad boy has 9 shades in it, all of them varying shades of green. There's a couple in here that for some reason have micro glitter in them. As you know, I hate micro glitter because there's A, no point to it, and B, it just dusts away as soon as you apply it. So there's really literally no point to micro glitter in matte shadows. Just stop doing it. Stop. We have Chances Are, Kiss My Ass, 50/50, Big Banks, Mary Jane, All of You, Act Natural, Mobamba, and Charmed. We've got a good blend of shimmers and mattes. I'm gonna focus more on these olivey shades because I really wanted to show the versatility of this palette and test out that browny, greeny, olivey dark shade that looks really intimidating. So why not just dive right in while my base is already done and there's a chance of fallout. I wasn't experiencing any fallout yesterday, so I'm pretty sure that there's not going to be, but I mean, that could always change. Let's zoom you guys in and we will just get started. The problem with this palette, if you can look at it, is that there are no transitional shades for the more olivey tones. All the transitional shades are very cool and sort of more on the blue side, which kind of has me a little spooked, especially if I want to do something a little bit more olivey or monochromatic. I'm gonna use the transitional shades that are provided in the palette because that's what you came here to see. I feel like if I throw another palette into here, it's gonna be cheating. Priming with soft ochre today. It worked really well yesterday with the soft ochre paint pot. So before this gets all creasy on me, I'm going to first start transitioning with Chances Are, which is the palest shade in the entire palette. And we're just gonna start slapping that on. Again, this seems very blue toned for the look that I want to do today, but also it's not the end of the world if it doesn't turn out exactly the way I want it to. Just sort of winging that out as well as we go. I like to bring transition shades way higher than you think they're gonna go because you are eventually going to have to just blend it all the way up to the eyebrow line if you're working with multiple shades. I think you have more room than you do. Also, it's a very pale shade. It's got quite a nice pigment to it. I actually bought a single shadow that's very similar to this one that does not perform nearly as well. And it reminded me of Sure Thing by Makeup Geek. I remember I had to dig really hard into it to get any sort of payoff. I'm gonna go into Kiss My Ass, which is the second lightest shade in the palette. It is really powdery though. The kick up on this one is kind of insane. Tap off the excess, then start piling it on. And I'm using tapping motions at first. It really does transition beautifully from Chances Are. I have to say though, it blends pretty effortlessly. Like that was pretty quick, but I'm gonna show you a close-up of all of that fallout. Look at that. Let's go into the scariest shade in the palette. No, I don't like this brush. No. I really should get like 5 of these. It's the M514. It's a little softer, a little fluffier. Okay, that's like kind of swampy, kind of fun. I'm gonna go out on a limb though and say it's not my favorite shade of the palette. As long as you aren't afraid of blending, it's fine. I don't know if it's just me, but I honestly don't get this olivey shade being in the color story. It doesn't really go. I mean, comment down below what you think, because I just kind of feel like with this kind of olive shade, here's a good example of like some olivey tone transition shades. Something like this or this would be a great transition for this. To finish off the lid, I think I'm going to go into Olive You, which is adorable. And that's really pretty. Kind of clashes with everything, but we're gonna go for it. I feel like this palette was actually created to be something that you can use with other palettes, if that makes any sense. This doesn't make sense together. This doesn't make any sense together in my brain, you know? All the undertones are all different. The average user is gonna try and put these together and, I don't know, be a little bit perplexed. I'm going to try and ease off that transition with a little bit of 50/50. I did use this one yesterday, so I know I like it. And this one is really pretty. Ooh, and then like stacked on top of each other, actually that's a good shade for this look. Yeah, I like that. That definitely made it a little bit more wearable. That's not bad. I think to brighten up the inner corner, because this look is already like kind of crazy, I'm gonna use this as a base for my inner corner highlight, Fizz. Just pat that on. That is almost radioactive. That's pretty cool. If you've never tried a Super Shock shadow, do yourself a favor and just go pick one up, or pick up a couple, because they're just so bizarre feeling. I'm going to top it off with Mary Jane. Now, Mary Jane, when I saw it, I kind of went, oh, I think I already have that exact shade. Limelight from Makeup Geek. Oh, they're not actually as identical as I thought they were. This one's Makeup Geek and this one's Colourpop. Makeup Geek is a little bit more yellow green. Colourpop, Mary Jane, is a little bit more lime green, which is interesting because this one's called Limelight. But you know what I mean? Like this one has more like lemon lime and this one's more like, you know, lime. But that's good. I mean, I like both of them, so let's just go right on top. Cool. All right, I'm going to finish up the other eye off camera all the way up to this point and we will be right back. As promised, I did do a secondary look with this palette and I'm going to show that footage to you now. right, that is the end of the video, folks. I have to say that I'm really impressed with the products that I've tried so far from Colourpop. I'm always impressed with their eyeshadow formula. This one's no exception. This palette's mattes are actually really great to work with. Once I actually used a better brush for this side, the dark shadow actually blended out much easier. I don't think there are enough transition shades in this one alone to use it as a standalone, if that makes any sense. So I'm actually really excited to start using this in tandem with my other palettes, especially the Melt Gemini, my Sugar Pill palette. I think this is gonna go great along with those guys. So keep that in mind if you are looking to use this just sort of just on its own. If you don't have anything else in your collection that can work with it, you might be a little limited to the looks you can create. I've always liked the cream gel liners. They're really affordable, so even though they don't have the most payoff right away, it's kind of worth it just for the price. The mascara that I used in the other look, I actually really was impressed with the color payoff. I'm interested to see how it performs without the use of the primer, so I'm going to test that out with a different color and in a different look, most likely. The new liquid liners that they released, I actually was totally impressed with how smooth they went on, how they dried down, and the staying power is kind of insane. This tiny little green blob on my hand, this is from yesterday, and I've washed my hands several times since then, so that is a testament to how much staying power these liquid liners have. I'm really excited to keep playing with this stuff, but I hope that this was enough to sate you for now. So if you like me, if you like this channel, if you like green eyeshadow, if you like the color green in general, give this video a thumbs up. Also, leave me a comment down below on what you think about these looks and about the products that I used today. I would love to know your thoughts. Those two things are also great in helping me out in the algorithm, so you are doing me a huge favor. Other things you could do, you could subscribe. You could subscribe to my channel. I try to upload something once a week and it's not on a schedule, so if you are subscribed, make sure you also hit that bell icon down below. You will be notified every time I upload a brand new thing. Something else you could do, you could support me on Patreon. The link is down below. Thank you to all my Patreon supporters. I think the world of you. You guys are all wonderful people. Something else you could do, you could follow me on other social media. My Instagram, which is Madelaide, the same way it is spelt here, and my Twitter, which I actually did post on for the first time in weeks today, is Madsuds, which is MADDSUDZ. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you are, you know, doing well wherever you are in the world, day or night. And I also hope that you are kind and generous to everyone you meet out there in the world today, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.